From Strict Management LLC. It's a blog video, and we're continuing on our investment journey. Investing in real estate is always a fun, great avenue to be able to make some increase in your life, but also affect a community in a positive manner, because you're taking homes. When you're an investor, you're normally buying things that are beaten up majority of the time, not all the time, but you can be buying things that will be beaten up. But you provide housing for people, and that's a great responsibility. I believe that's a great honor to be able to provide housing for somebody, to give them a house, not give them, but to make a house look really nice, and to give somebody, a family, a home, a person a home. Because in society there's many things, when you look at business, and you know that there's always going to be a need for housing. It's a great place to be. It's a great time to be in it right now, especially if you're buying real estate. So what we're going to talk about a little bit today, and it's not going to be long, we're going to just talk about being aware that there might be inspections on your property. I'm located in the Macomb County area, just outside of Detroit, and in Macomb County there's inspections that need to be done on properties. And when you're buying foreclosed homes, and when you're buying government homes or bank-owned homes, which are both foreclosed homes, when you're buying these things, when you're buying these homes, you need to make sure before you purchase it, if there's a tag on the house, or if the city's tagged the home, which means that it needs a home inspection. Because if it needs a home inspection, it's not the home inspection that you would talk about if you paid somebody $200 to come in and inspect the home before you buy it. It's a home inspection where the city has tagged it, and they are going to make sure that you do the work that is the necessities of the work that is going to have to be done on the property. So they're going to have, the city has separate, I'll give you Mount Clemens, Michigan for an example. But they do this in the majority of every city. They have this. Make sure you check before you buy the home. Make sure you call the county. Make sure you call the city and say, hey, do you do home inspections? So I'm going to give you an example. In Mount Clemens, they have 4 or 5 different inspectors. They inspect different things. They inspect the plumbing, the electrical. They inspect, which I think they call the mechanics in that city. And then there's a guy that's going to check out the outside of the home with the cement. Then you're going to have a guy that's going to, check. They have a couple different guys that check out a couple different things. And so what's going to happen is, now they're going to make sure they're not doing this to help you. They're doing this to help the community. And they're making sure that you get this home back up to code, not only for the home buyers, because there might be some things wrong. Example being the electrical might be wired wrong, so they got professionals, inspectors that come in and make sure that this thing's going to be right, so that the next homeowner is going to have, or yourself even, if you're moving into it. But if you're an investor, you're going to have the proper mechanics in the home, the proper way that the home needs to be. And they also do it because they want the community to stay in a good shape. With so many foreclosures going on right now, I know a lot of investors, a lot of times we could say, oh, they just want to take our money. And it can feel like that sometimes. It definitely can. But you got to think about, we're doing something good for the community, and we reap a benefit off of doing something good for the community. They're making sure that these communities stay, because there's so many foreclosures out there. There's a lot of foreclosures, so they're just making sure that the standard of the city, the standard of the community is held up, instead of people coming in and just making it a slum and throwing somebody in there and renting it out. They want to make sure that people are safe and people are sound. So you got to make sure when you're purchasing property that before you purchase the property, know that these inspections are not just to help you, but they're going to make you do them. They're going to make them be done, and it's going to cost you money to do this. So if you think sometimes that, and this can happen. It's happened before to me. You can go in and say, okay, I'm only going to put in 10 grand, and then all of a sudden you get your inspections, and they're making you do some electrical work that you didn't understand and didn't really notice that it needed, and there's 2 grand right there. And so it's good to be able to have them come through, possibly even before. You can have them come out before you purchase the property in your rental period, when you got the inspection period, if you have an inspection on it. But just know and be aware that when you're looking at homes, to make sure that they're tagged or not. And so if they're tagged, you're going to have to deal with the city. You're going to have to deal with these inspectors, and you're going to have to pay money out for these permits. The permits alone, the inspection alone is $200, and a lot of times they charge you money to pull permits, which ends up being $150 a piece. So you got to make sure you're aware of these things when you're looking at your budget when you're going into an investment property. Because when you're going into an investment property, you've gone in with a set amount of numbers. You understand if you're going to flip the home, if you're going to resell it right away. You're going to understand that when you do this, that it's going to, you're going to have these things to answer to. So it's good to be able to know what you're going to need to do to a home so that you don't get caught up in a situation where now you don't make any money, or it costs you $4 grand more and it's not worth the return on your time for the return on the investment. And you got to really decide through what you're going to have to do with these inspections and pulling permits. I would incorporate $1,000 probably in your budget for inspections and permits when you're buying a foreclosed home, at least for what I can say in Macomb County. If you're seeing this throughout the country, if you've caught this on Google, if you know, nationwide, if it popped up for some reason on this internet site, I'm going to tell you this: I would make sure that you would go to your city first, and I would make sure that you would call the counties and see, do I need an inspection? And if they do require it, do it, because you always want to do what's right. If you feel like you can get around it in life, if you do that, it'll get caught back up to you someday, somehow. So just make sure you incorporate it in your budget when you're making an investment, because an investment is a great thing. But when you're making your investments, know that when you make an investment, you're making an investment first in the community. Then you're making an investment, and you're going to reap the benefits, but you're doing something great for the community, and know that you are. Sometimes a lot of people give investors bad raps, but they don't understand that you're taking a big risk with something. You're taking a risk, and you're taking something that is not necessarily looking really good at that time, and you're trying to make a difference in the community and redevelop them and things of that nature. So I just wanted to make this quick blog video today. I hope and I encourage you to keep buying real estate, and I know it's a great time to do it. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me at 586-567-1770. I own and operate Strength Management LLC. We're a real estate investment company in Macomb, Michigan. We work throughout Oakland County and Macomb County, and we're definitely always looking for more venture capital. If you're scared to do your first investment, give me a call. Also, if you're looking for just property in general, I am a real estate agent, and I can definitely help and locate you and walk you through and find you your first foreclosure. And so call me 586-567-1770. Again, that's 586-567-1770. My name's Ryan Froelich. Have an awesome day.